Alright, this is part two of our project here. We're working on the side-by-side bar charts. Appreciate your patience from part one. A lot of interruptions and challenges there, but we move on. What we ought to do here before we leave this particular chart is get some titles going. So I'm going to click on the chart there, go to Chart Layout, ask for a chart title, maybe up above the statistical bar graphs there. I'm going to simply type in Idaho's population, maybe left-hand digit. I think that might work. Maybe throw in the word distribution, nice and concise, talking about what this is all about. Also, it'd be nice to do, get back there, little guy. It'd be nice to do the axes, so horizontal. Maybe we'll go with the title below, and a good title there could be the title just digits. You can size that however you'd like. Also, we got to do a vertical. So if I click here and get a rotated title, that would be kind of nice. I would call this maybe frequency. And you can bold it, you can change the fonts, you can do a lot of different things. So I'll let you work with that on your own. But that at least gets us started. What we want to do next is a really useful skill. We worked pretty hard to get that one looking pretty decent. No sense reinventing the wheel. So notice if I just click and do a right click, I should say, and a copy, and then up here I could do a right click paste, get a clone of that very chart, and the advantage now is some of that hard work will pay off, because all I have to do now to get this to make sense, I'm going to change this to say right hand for starters, and that's pretty darn important. And now I notice that it's still reflecting this data. In fact, when I click on it, notice it highlights the data. Well, since that's the wrong data, but at least it's the right layout, the beauty of this is I can look for a little hand here. Everyone needs a hand at times, and Excel's going to give us a hand because we're going to need to click and drag it right up here and drop it to where it starts with the 1. Now it needs to capture digits 1 through 9, and so I just get the corner of it and I carefully move it up so it captures digits 1 through 9. Digit 0 is not applicable because on the left hand side you'll notice there are no zeros, and so it seems to be doing that correctly. You'll notice it changed the x-axis appropriately to go from digits 1 through 9 as we'd expect it to do. The series needs to be modified, so I'm going to do a right click within the chart itself and go to select data. I'll tell series 1 that I'd like it to be the actual count as we did before. This time in series 2 I'm going to tell it I would like its name to be the Benford's law, something to that effect for first digit phenomenon. To match it completely, or to be more consistent, let me go back and do that one more time. I want to actually have it say Benford theory just to match what I've done in column J for consistency. We'll try that one more time. Alright, Benford theory. Now, if you're wondering how is the theory constructed, it's simply a logarithm. It's if I double click it, I can show it to you right here. It's just log of 1 plus 1 over the digit, and then we multiply it by the number of towns and cities in the state of Idaho. At first glance it doesn't seem to be working properly, but that's only because we haven't wrapped this up with 200 towns and cities. So this will be a good review. We count things in Excel by using COUNTIF, and we do that by telling it to start here on the left-hand digit. That's D4. I'm going to do something differently this time, just to take a risk. I'm going to use a colon, and I'm going to tell it to go from D4 down 2, and then I can't remember what cell, what row that was, but I'll get down to it on Worley City. I get a little dizzy when I go too fast there, but that's row 203. So D4 to D203, and then I would need to highlight that and make sure that it is covered with a locked in dollar sign. So that's Command T or F4 as we've mentioned previously. That locks it in so it won't shift on us, comma. The criteria will be cell H18 where the 1 digit is. Close it up, enter, already we can see that this is working. It's picked up the number of ones. There were 51 of them, whereas in the right-hand digit there were only 21, dramatically different. When I click and drag, drop it, I know it's doing its magic really well because that totaled up to exactly 200 towns and cities in the state of Idaho. And we get, more importantly, this nice comparison. Notice the dark purple is referring to Binford theory, which doesn't match this color, and you now know how from the previous chart to fix that. You just do a right click, and remember it's Format Data Series, and you just tell it that you'd like it to match maybe this orange color. So I'll pick that. There we go. And then this actual count is where all the variability is, and that needs to be a lighter orange. So I'll just do the Format Data Series again. Pick a lighter color orange, looking good. And finally, I really don't like the rose color here. I need it to be more blue for the left-hand digit, so I'll just do right-click, select, let's see, Format Chart Area. That's the one I need. And then I'll ask it to match. And I think it's approximately, say, this color of blue, and that doesn't look too bad at all. So bottom line is we've learned how to take a chart, get it looking good, and then clone it, and then modify the second one we've produced by shifting things. Remember, anytime you click on a chart, it will highlight the actual data, and that data can be shifted back and forth. If I took that data right now and shifted it elsewhere, maybe back down to here, you get a different look and feel. And then shift it back to where it belongs, and we're back in business. So that was a great skill to have. Count if is another one, and of course left and right functions are amazing what they can do in such a quick amount of time. And more importantly, the big picture is I think you can appreciate the power of a side-by-side bar chart, how it can display what normally would be kind of lame data. You just look at this data and you really don't see a whole lot. But when you put things side by side, you get to see a distribution. You get to see how the theory is nice and smooth and how the reality has its ups and downs. It has variability. So there's the theory versus the reality, but it's a nice opportunity to show how the left-hand digit is operating quite differently from the right hand. Left and right have different properties, and there are reasons for that. So we hope that you'll explore that on your own time just for fun. More importantly, you now have a template that's working properly, and you can learn how to use it in the future with your coursework down the road when it becomes important to display data. So hopefully this was a helpful set of tutorials for you. If you have any questions, don't forget the power of just searching on the internet. Just type a question into Google and you'd be amazed how many videos come up trying to help you through Excel topics. It's a great way to learn on your own and experiment, or help other students and talk to your teacher and collaborate that way. So thanks for visiting. Hope it was helpful. Have a great day.